In a world full of rules, some minds are too sharp to follow them. These characters don't just solve problems, they dismantle everything around them with a single calculated move. When intelligence becomes the ultimate weapon, chaos isn't just inevitable, it's expertly crafted. Walter Veidt. Walter Veidt is a high school chemistry teacher turned methamphetamine emperor in Breaking Bad. He doesn't break bad, he was bad and then he broke out. Walter Veidt is what happens when the world hands you mediocrity and you turn it into a blue crystal empire. You know what kind of intelligence it takes to outmaneuver cartels' cancer, the DEA, your wife, and your own ego. The man built a drug empire with science and a trunk full of dead-eyed audacity. He's not a genius in the Eureka sense. He's a genius in the I will manipulate every molecule and human soul in my radius like a puppet show made of acid and wire sense. Remember the fulminated mercury trick? He literally walked into a drug dealer's lair, threw a crystal on the ground, and detonated a wall. Just to say, look what I can do. That's not intellect. That's psychological warfare with a periodic table. By season 5, Walter isn't just outsmarting his enemies, he's manufacturing them. He builds a criminal legacy so dense with lies and half-truths that it spirals into myth. And the scariest part, you believe him. You believe he's right. That's the mark of a terrifying mind. He doesn't argue, he infects. The only person Walter can't outsmart is himself. That's what breaks him. He's smarter than everyone, and he knows it. And that makes him the most dangerous element in the entire series. Michael Scofield. Michael Scofield is a genius structural engineer who masterminds an elaborate prison break in Prison Break. Michael Scofield is the kind of mind that looks at a 12-foot concrete wall and sees a set of calculations. Where others see a prison, he sees paths, vulnerabilities, and a series of interlocking steps that will get him and his brother out. The man can plot his escape down to the square inch and make it look like it was always part of the plan. But Michael isn't just clever, he's obsessive. His genius is the type that doesn't let go, that gets into your bones, seeps into your dreams. Imagine being locked up in one of the most secure prisons in the world. What do? You don't break the lock, you outsmart the system. Michael does exactly that. Every piece of his escape is choreographed like a symphony from the tattoos on his body that are actually blueprints to the little moments that everyone else overlooks. He's meticulous. He's a walking algorithm. And the beauty of it, he does it all without anyone ever realizing. The thing is, Michael doesn't just break out of prisons. He breaks people. His intelligence isn't just about escaping. It's about manipulating the very system that's supposed to contain him. He reads minds before people even speak, outwits the guards before they make their move, and navigates a complex web of lies and alliances with a single goal in mind: freedom. Not just his own, but everyone's. Michael's brain works in an almost clinical way, but it's not devoid of emotion. His love for his brother is what fuels his actions, but there's a darker side to his genius. Every move he makes, every piece of the plan, is an exercise in risk. And at the end of it all, when you realize what he's really been doing, it hits you. Michael Scofield isn't just escaping a prison, he's escaping the person he was, and becoming something entirely more dangerous, a mind that can't be contained. Cohle. Rust Cohle is a detective philosopher and nihilist with a badge from True Detective Season 1. Imagine if Schopenhauer had a badge and a 1,000-yard stare that could collapse a lung. Rust Cohle is what happens when trauma marinates in intelligence for too long and turns into cosmic despair with a southern accent. He walks through each crime scene like he's already solved the case in a previous life and came back just to watch it rot. Cohle doesn't think in straight lines. He thinks in spirals, in timelines, in multi-dimensional guilt. He's not book smart, he's existence smart. The man can quote Nietzsche, deconstruct the illusion of time, and then find a killer using beer can origami and gut instinct. You're watching him spiral into nothingness, while simultaneously solving crimes no one else even understands exist. And the thing is, he's not just smart, he's right about the institutions, about the illusion of identity, about the way people lie to themselves just to survive the day. He stares into the abyss and describes its molecular structure. And yet, in all his cynicism, he's still the only one who gives a damn about justice. Rust is the mind you get when truth becomes a form of punishment, when intelligence is a curse, and when the only thing sharper than your thoughts is your tongue. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a consulting detective and the poster child of antisocial genius from Sherlock. Sherlock is the kind of man who sees a person walk in the room and immediately knows what kind of tea they drank 6 weeks ago, how often they floss, and which childhood trauma made them develop a limp. He doesn't solve mysteries. He autopsies reality in real time. But here's the thing, he's insufferable. Brilliant, yes. A genius, obviously. But he is the worst dinner guest in human history. His intellect is weaponized arrogance. Sherlock doesn't help people because he cares. He helps because the game amuses him. He treats murder like a Sudoku puzzle, and social interaction like malware. His brain operates at a speed the human soul can't survive. He'll fake his own death, dismantle terrorist plots while high, and insult everyone within a 10-meter radius all before breakfast. His friendships aren't friendships. They're experiments with emotional side effects. What makes Sherlock terrifying isn't just his memory palace or deduction skills. It's that he's always right. Even when he's wrong, he's just playing a longer game. Intelligence like that doesn't come with empathy. It comes with collateral damage, and Sherlock leaves behind more broken people than closed cases. BoJack Horseman. BoJack Horseman is a washed-up sitcom star and professional self-saboteur from BoJack Horseman. You weren't expecting this one, were you? But listen, BoJack is smart, like cripplingly smart. The man doesn't just know things, he feels them, dissecting his own trauma with the finesse of a depressed philosopher on a 3-day bender. He's emotionally fluent in misery, speaks sarcasm like it's a first language, and analyzes his own failings with the surgical precision of someone who knows he'll never fix them. He's the kind of guy who can destroy a room with a single monologue about why happiness is a myth designed by greeting card companies to sell the illusion of purpose. BoJack doesn't need to solve murders or build empires. His arena is the human condition, and his opponent is himself. What makes him genius adjacent is his terrifying clarity. In a show full of walking punchlines and talking animals, BoJack sees the world too clearly. That's the curse. The smarter he gets, the worse he feels. He knows every reason why he does what he does. He knows the therapy jargon. He knows the existential frameworks. And still, he chooses the worst possible path. Because when intelligence is laced with guilt, shame, and self-hatred, it doesn't make you wise. It just makes you louder inside your own head. And no one screams internally like BoJack Horseman. Syd Barrett. Syd Barrett is a mutant with reality-bending powers and a fragmented mind from Legion. Oh, this one is chaos incarnate. Syd doesn't just think outside the box, she's aware the box is fake. Legion is the kind of show that eats its own narrative and spits out art house trauma in widescreen. And Syd Barrett is the quiet hurricane buried under all of it. Syd's intelligence isn't academic, it's intuitive, it's primal. She doesn't trust people, but she reads them like exposed nerve endings. Her power-switching bodies by touch gives her a psychological x-ray of everyone she meets. She knows what it's like to be someone else. Literally, how do you lie to someone who's lived in your skin? She doesn't analyze the world. She feels it unraveling. Her instincts are razor sharp. Her emotional intelligence is lethal. And when she speaks, it's like a scalpel cutting through illusion. While other characters chase plot twists, Syd sees the shape of the story. She knows when people are lying to themselves, especially David. Syd is the one who screams truth into madness. In a show where reality is a suggestion, she becomes the anchor. And that kind of clarity, that's intelligence sharpened by survival. Varys. Varys is the master of whispers in Game of Thrones, a eunuch, a spy, and the quietest power in the Seven Kingdoms. He doesn't wear armor, he doesn't swing swords, he doesn't even raise his voice. But when Varys speaks, kings tremble, because unlike everyone else playing the blood-soaked chess game of Westeros, Varys is the board, and he built it from the shadows. He knows everything, he knows before you know, he hears whispers, catches secrets, and dismantles people not with threats, but with truth. You can't bribe him, you can't seduce him, and you can't scare him because he's already done the math. He's already read your death scene and is just waiting for the curtain to fall. While Littlefinger plays the chaos ladder, Varys is building the ground beneath it. He doesn't want chaos, he wants order, and that's somehow scarier, because Varys believes in something bigger than himself, the realm. He serves ideas, not egos. which makes him one of the only actually sane people in the entire series. And that's what makes him so deadly. He's not fueled by rage or pride. He's fueled by logic. In a world of wildfire and incest, Varys is playing 7D chess using truth as a blade. And when it finally turns on him, it's not because he made a mistake. It's because he chose to gamble for something pure. That's not just intelligence. That's clarity with consequence. Adrian Veidt. Adrian Veidt is a former superhero turned corporate god complex messiah in Watchmen. Okay, so you know that friend who thinks he's the smartest person in the room, Adrian Veidt is. Except the room is Earth, and he just turned it into a lab rat enclosure. This is the man who solves world peace by staging a cosmic terrorist attack with a fake psychic squid, and somehow makes it morally ambiguous. He doesn't ask for permission, he doesn't even wait to be challenged. By the time you realize there's a problem he's already solved, it burned the evidence, killed a few million people, and is sipping wine, watching reruns of himself saving humanity. Remember when the heroes show up to stop him, he hits them with the coldest line in TV history. I did it 35 minutes ago. Adrian is the purest form of utilitarian madness. He doesn't think like a person, he thinks like a timeline. He doesn't care about good, he cares about outcomes. He's the kind of man who'll murder 3 million people in New York and still feel disappointed you don't thank him. He lives in a golden tower, clones his own servants, and names his cat after Alexander the Great. Adrian isn't just smart, he's post-human. So smart he became the villain, just to stop bigger ones from appearing. It's not that he thinks he's a god, it's that no one else impressed him enough to stop him. Please note, this ranking is based on personal opinion and interpretation of each character's intelligence and may differ from yours. We would love to hear your thoughts and rankings. Let us know who you think deserves the top spot. Feel free to share your rankings in the comments below.